Hey everybody, Retrofied here, and today's day 30 in this month-long marathon leading up to the Switch 2's launch. And that is just crazy to say. When I started this marathon, I genuinely did not think that I would be able to complete it all, but here we are at the second to last day before the Switch 2 comes out. And like I've said in every single one of these videos, I am so excited. Because I'm so excited, I wanted to make this video my final thoughts about the launch of the Switch 2 and just about the Switch 2 in general. Tomorrow's video is really special, so I thought I'd make today's video my final thoughts. So if you guys are excited with the Switch 2, make sure you leave a comment below, and make sure you subscribe because tomorrow's video, like I said, is really special, and I'm going to be doing a lot for the launch of this system. So if you want to play Mario Kart World with me, make sure you join the Discord server in the link below, because I'm going to be playing Mario Kart World all day with a bunch of my fans. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. So right off the bat, if any of you guys are new here, I've said in previous videos, but this is the first system that I'm actually getting at launch and that I've been involved in the launch for, and I'm just so excited about it. I've said this in previous videos, but I didn't even know what the Switch was when it was launching. I didn't know what it was till about a month or two after, and then I eventually got one a couple months after. But the launch of the system has been just so exciting for me, especially because I've gotten to make these videos and connect with all of you guys. And I think that is the main memory that I'm taking away from the launch of the system, is just what I've been doing on YouTube. But so let's actually dive into the console itself rather than just my experience with making videos. So first off, I think that this system looks beautiful. It's a lot more minimalistic than the original Switch, but it still looks really nice. There's a good divide between minimalistic and looking clean, and I feel like the Switch 2 looks clean. I genuinely don't know how they're going to do different colors with the Switch 2 because of the colors inside of the Switch. But hopefully we get a bunch of new colors, and I honestly hope they almost look tacky, just because of the fact that that's what we're used to with the Switch, and tacky is fun. I just think that the console looks great, and I think it's such a better size than the original Switch. I had so many problems with the original Switch, especially playing with multiple people, where the Joy-Cons are just too small. And the screen on the original Switch was pretty small, but getting an OLED changed that, but it didn't actually change the size of the system. So seeing the system be much bigger and have actual good size controllers to play with, I feel like it's just a big step up for Nintendo. If you've ever played Mario Kart 8 with some friends and had to use the Joy-Cons on their side, you know that it was just a nightmare. So seeing that they actually have huge buttons on the side, and the Joy-Cons are just much bigger in general, is, like I said, a great change. I think the magnetic snap is probably better than sliding on the rails. I just hope that the magnets are really good on the system, because if they deteriorate over time, then it's just gonna be horrible. But hopefully they don't. So moving on to the price. I think honestly $450 is a fair price. It's a new system, it's the year 2025, and the tech is pretty good. Yes, it's on par with a PS4 Pro in between a Series S, but it's a portable system, and you gotta realize that a lot of portable games, especially made by Nintendo, aren't gonna be that power hungry. So having this amount of power is crazy. I'm so excited to play a bunch of games on the Switch. I'm excited to play Cyberpunk. I genuinely have not played Cyberpunk yet, and I really want to on the Switch too, just because it's portable. Now, the price of everything else. I feel like all the accessories are really expensive, but originally they weren't that expensive. I feel like the tariffs are a big part into why the accessories are super expensive. It costs over $100 to get a pair of Joy-Cons, which that is crazy, and just so many of the accessories are really expensive, but I feel like that's just the way it is. There's not much that we can do to change that. They genuinely can't really drop the price on that just because they're getting tariffed so much on those prices. But I don't want to bring any politics into this, so I'm going to skip over all that. But the game price. The game price isn't affected by these, and $80 for Mario Kart World is insane. I feel like that is just a horrible move by Nintendo. It's just a greedy move too. If you watched my debate yesterday, I said this a lot, but they know what they're doing. Mario Kart is their biggest franchise. I'm pretty sure it's the most sold game on the Switch 1. So they know that they want to cash in on this, cash in on that, billion-dollar idea sitting right there. But I feel like it just kind of sucks that they're moving it up to 80, because that's going to set the standard for a lot more consoles and games to go up to 80. So now moving on to the games. Mario Kart World looks incredible. I'm just so excited to get my hands on this game. I've genuinely been going to so many Walmarts looking if they have any kiosks, or going to Targets looking if they have any, just so I can get my hands on the system and play Mario Kart World, because 2 days just feels like such a long time. honestly can't wait for this game. And like I said at the beginning, I'm gonna be playing this like all day with you guys. So, like I said, join my Discord server if you guys want to be a part of that. But I haven't been hyped for a game so much since like Tears of the Kingdom. And next, in about a month, we're gonna get Donkey Kong Bonanza, and this game looks awesome. It's a new 3D Donkey Kong game that we haven't gotten since the 64 era. And Donkey Kong has always been one of my favorite game franchises. I used to play it a bunch with my mom when I was younger. So getting a new Donkey Kong game is always really cool. I was really happy whenever they remastered Donkey Kong Country Returns, because that was like me and my mom's favorite game to play when I was younger. I think Dragon Drive looks really cool. When I was going over the direct in my video over like 2 months ago, I said it looks really bad and I didn't want it, but I think now seeing more trailers of it and more gameplay of it actually looks really cool, and it utilizes the mouse controls in an entirely new way than anyone would think. It uses them more as a motion control method rather than a mouse, which I think is the best thing they could have done with these controls. So I'm excited to get my hands on that game whenever it launches, because like I said, it looks really cool. And then Welcome Tour. Welcome Tour it's a hot topic. I just feel like this game should have been included, like downloaded on the system day one, just because of the fact that it is a manual. It's a manual for the system, and they're charging $10 for it, which that is just stupid. So moving on to later in the year, I think Pokemon ZA looks really cool. I'm probably going to pick it up just because of the fact that I like Pokemon games. I'll pick them up from time to time, but this game looks pretty cool, so I'll definitely get that game. Metroid Prime 4. Alright, you guys are going to hate me in the comments, but I've actually never played a Metroid game. I have Metroid Prime 1 on the GameCube, and I really need to play it, so maybe I'll do a playthrough of that soon, but I have yet to play any of the Metroid games. So Metroid Prime 4, I'm not really that excited for, but it does look really good. And then Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, I think is one of my most anticipated games, just because of the fact that I love Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom is one of my favorite Zelda games. It might be my second favorite Zelda game, but I really like Tears of the Kingdom. I know what a lot of people say that they don't like that game, but I really did. So getting a prequel to it, like how Breath of the Wild got a prequel, which wasn't really canon, but this game is canon, and that's the coolest part, is that this is another canon storyline in the Zelda timeline, and that's why I'm so excited for this game. And then later next year, we're getting Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, which isn't just a Switch 2 game, it's also on the Switch 1, but I feel like this game has a lot of potential when it comes to Switch 2 edition of this game, is that they could use Game Share as like Street Pass basically, where you can connect to other people's Switches and like, I don't know. But I just feel like this game will be really good, and I'm just so excited to get a new Tomodachi Life game after all these years. So that really wraps up the first year of the Switch 2 in terms of games. I feel like the launch lineup is really cool, and I feel like we're going to be getting a good bit of games throughout the year. We should be getting a direct soon that'll announce more game titles. Hopefully we get Luigi's Mansion 4. And this brings me to my next point about what can come next. I feel like the Switch 2 has so much potential when it comes to all the games they could do. I feel like Game Share could be another really cool feature where you can connect to another Switch and play like DS games or Wii U games on it, and only time can tell what they're going to add with this system. I feel like there are so many new games that they could do with the system, especially third-party games. I hope we get a bunch of new, third-party games being put on this system. That's one of my main things that I really like about the system, is that they're going for more of a third-party system approach, which is always great. So wrapping up, I genuinely am just so excited to play this system. Like I said, I've been going to so many Walmarts looking for Switch 2s to play them, but hopefully time goes fast in these next 2 days because I am so excited. It basically, for me at least, launches tomorrow because that's when I'm going to get the midnight release of it. So tomorrow night, we're getting the Switch 2, and I'm just so excited. Like, I genuinely can't believe we're getting a new system tomorrow night. So if you guys liked the video, make sure you comment, tell me what your final thoughts about the Switch 2 are. And make sure you subscribe because, like I said, tomorrow's video is really special, and I'm going to have another 2 more videos on June 5th of actually getting the Switch 2, kind of like a vlog, and then unboxing it and playing it a little bit. And then I'm going to be doing a live stream for like all day, playing with you guys. So make sure you join my Discord server, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow.